Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Route 66, 20 great stops on the road trip. Obviously this is the most sort of well-known road in the US, and for road trips, I feel like it used to be the spot. I don't know if it is now. I think it's sort of been taken over by sort of highways and stuff. But it's like the traditional route, right, that you go on to across the US. I'm pretty sure. But we're going to check this out and see the stops that you'll have on this road trip, because I don't really know what sort of entails. I can't actually like tell you off the top of my head where it starts and where it finishes, but we're going to see. Hopefully going to enjoy. If you've been on this route, which I assume probably a lot of you have, whether it's only a part of it or throughout the entire route, is it fairly rated? I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but like, is it overhyped or underrated? Is it just a great trip, or is it just sort of a road and there's nothing that special to it, but it's just got, I guess, the historical sort of aura to it? I don't know. But we're going to check this out and see what there is to do on this road trip. And yeah, let's jump into this reaction.
Driving Route 66
That's
is
so quiet.
truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Along the road, you'll get to see almost a century's worth of history while tracing the route that many used to migrate west. My dad and I took 14 days and drove the route from Santa Monica all the way to
14
Chicago.
days.
Of course, there are more than 20 amazing things to see on this drive, but we gathered up a few of our favorites and took turns sharing them in this video. Recommendation number 1 is the Blue Whale of Catoosa, Oklahoma. East of the town of Catoosa sits this cement whale, which is one of the most recognizable attractions on Route 66. I was really excited to see it, and it lived up to my expectations as the whale was a lot bigger than I thought.
Is it just a whale? What the hell? Was this sort of thing specifically made just for the Route 66?
Thought it would be, and you could walk through its mouth and climb up on its tail. You can't swim there anymore, but it's still a great stop on Route 66 for the entire family.
Oh, there's a slide there.
Our second recommendation is Seligman, Arizona. It's probably most famous as the home of the Delgadillo brothers. They are arguably the leaders in getting Route 66 back on the map after being decommissioned back in 1985. They run a barber shop and a burger shop, and you can still meet them and talk to them about the history of the route. For those of you who are Cars movie fans, it's probably the closest city to Radiator Springs you will find on the route.
Oh, wow.
Also, if you're looking for a bite to eat, the Snow Cap Drive-In is the place to go.
Recommendation number 3
I've
is
seen this
Elmer's
place
Bottle
before.
Tree Ranch in between Victorville and
I wonder how long this place has been here, by the way.
Barstow, California. I've been to the Bottle Tree Ranch many times, but there was something different about exploring it as part of our Route 66 drive. The bottle trees are basically pieces of metal welded together with bottles stuck on the end, and everything from shovels to guns welded to the top. There are hundreds on the property, and this art installation is a fun place to explore in the middle of the California desert.
Recommendation number 4 is Cadillac Ranch, just outside of Amarillo, Texas. It's the home of the 10 Cadillacs buried nose down right by the...
Wait, they're actually buried? That is so cool. How the hell did they do this? I guess it just dug up all the soil and then put it back after. This is such an American place.
freeway. They're surrounded by hundreds of empty spray paint cans from innumerable graffiti artists who have visited. So bring your paint can and make your mark.
Oh, so you're free to just basically do whatever you want to it.
But be sure to take your trash with you when you leave.
Recommendation number 5 is Oatman, Arizona. After crossing over to Arizona from California, one of the first places we stopped was the small town of Oatman. It was instantly a favorite of mine as it felt like an old west town.
This is set back in like, yeah, 150 years back, even more possibly. This is great.
There were donkeys roaming the streets. The town had a small mine you could explore, a jail, and an old hotel and restaurant. The hotel is especially notable because it's where Clark Gable and Carol Lombard spent the first night of their honeymoon. I really enjoyed Oatman because the town just had a lot of charm, and it was one of my favorite stops on the entire drive.
That's a pretty cool place, man.
Recommendation number 6 is the Route 66 Museum in Pontiac, Illinois. This is one of the very best museums on the route, especially because of memorabilia related to Bob Waldmeyer, the iconic artist of Route 66. His maps and drawings and art are on display, as well as his famous converted school bus and the VW van in which he traversed the route many
That school bus is mad.
times. This is a stop for which you need to plan a good 30 minutes to an hour.
Recommendation number 7 is the Merrimack Caverns in Missouri. Missouri is known for its caves, and Merrimack is one of the most famous on Route 66. There are signs for it hundreds of miles before you get to it, and luckily the cave tour easily lives up to the hype. The tour walks you over a mile through the cave, which was once a hideout for the Jesse James gang, and has amazing formations with lots of underground water. Plus, at the end of the tour, they have a patriotic show that they display on the cave wall as well, and that's not something I've ever seen in a cave tour before.
Recommendation number 8 are the Black Mountains of western Arizona. After leaving California, you cross the stunning Colorado River and the surrounding mountains there known as the Needles. You then arrive at the ruggedly beautiful and vertiginous Black Mountains. As you travel the winding roads, you can only imagine the difficulty.
The terrains that this road or this route goes through is actually crazy. Like, you're going up mountains here. You're going to be going down so many different terrains and stuff. It's actually so cool. And then like different like towns, some that we've just seen look like they're set back 150 years ago, which is great.
Travelers must have had in the past, moving west to start a new life in California. It was easily one of the most beautiful natural sights of the route.
Recommendation number 9 is Petrified Forest National Park. As the only national park that Route 66 runs through, Petrified Forest is certainly worth a stop. I would recommend spending an entire day in this park if you have the time, and I have a whole video on it in the description.
It's endless.
Even if you just go in to see the Route 66 history, you'll still drive past the Painted Desert and can visit the old Painted Desert Inn before arriving at the exhibit. The Route 66 exhibit marks where the road used to run through the park, and it has an old rusted car on display as well. Definitely spend a half day exploring the park if you can, but even if you can't, come in and see the Route 66 exhibit so you get a better understanding of the history of the route through this part of Arizona.
Recommendation number 10 is the city of Tulsa. When you go to Tulsa, it's obvious that they are making every effort to bring back Route 66, starting with the amazing Route 66 Rising statue, which is like a symbol of what is...
This is just America in a nutshell, man. You've got a gas station. I think it's a gas station. It's not even a gas station, is it? It looks like the start of a gas station, but I only see benches here. I'm confused. But then this massive statue. This is just America. You've got all these like Route 66 signs and stuff.
Is happening right now on the route. Some of the highlights to be sure to see are the East Meets West statue, the Buck Adams Space Cowboy, the Mother Road Market, the huge oil driller statue, and the beautiful Meadow Gold sign.
Recommendation number 11 is Standing on the Corner Park in Winslow, Arizona. This roadside stop was especially fun for me as I remember growing up listening to the famous Eagles song about standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. The fact that the town has adopted this line and dedicated a park in the middle of the downtown area to it is a lot of fun. There were dozens of people checking it out and taking photos, and there are 2 statues of Jackson Browne and Glenn Frey, as well as a flatbed Ford from the song parked right on the corner.
Well, that Ford's just parked there forever. That's so cool.
Recommendation number 12 is Devil's Rope Museum in McLean, Texas. As we were planning the route, it looked just like an interesting stop, but when we got there, it was fascinating. Every kind of barbed wire for every purpose was there, including art. How the wire was manufactured, strung, and spliced were all displayed, and you can even buy pieces of barbed wire from the 1800s. It's also connected to an interesting Route 66 museum, which has one attraction from an old reptile ranch, which is a huge snake. You may think that a museum about barbed wire is not an interesting place to stop. That is very
fascinating.
But you'll be glad that you did.
Okay.
Recommendation number...
I'm not going to judge it, man. When you're on these routes, you want to see all these funky little places. That's part of the charm.
13 is the Blue Hole in Santa Rosa, New Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Located in a relatively small town on the east side of the state, this geological wonder has been a popular tourist stop ever since the route was developed. The water here is
I bet it's so fucking deep, though. I don't like open water. This isn't really open water, but also deep water. Like, I like the look of it, but it cringes me out because I can't swim very confidently at all. But this looks deep, bro.
Well, 62 degrees year round, and it's a fun place to stop, especially if you're driving the road in the summer.
Oh, it is deep.
It's basically just a swimming hole, but it's crazy how clear the water is, and they have a cool cliff jumping spot, making it a fun stop for the entire family on Route 66.
Recommendation number 14 is Twin Arrows east of Flagstaff, Arizona. It's lost its former glory as a trading post,
That's such a
but
cool
you can
statue.
still go and see the 2 huge arrows stuck into the ground.
What the hell?
Plus, there are a few buildings that you can explore that are in disrepair. It's a quick stop, but it's worth getting off the freeway to take a few pictures of this iconic spot.
Fair.
Recommendation number 15 is Pop's Soda Ranch in Arcadia, Oklahoma. On the outskirts of Oklahoma City, Pop's Soda Ranch is one of the newest attractions to Route 66, and it's quickly becoming a really popular tourist stop. This attraction has over 700 sodas for sale, a small restaurant, and a gas station.
And the
Plus,
prices look quite good, to be fair. I would have thought this place would make like expensive prices,
The
but
attraction has over 700 sodas for
$2 isn't too bad. Like realistically, for like a soda place, that's actually quite good.
sale, a small restaurant, and a gas station. Plus, it has a large LED soda bottle outside which is lit up in crazy colors at night. We made a late night drive from Oklahoma City to see it lit up, and it was definitely worth it as it's a great stop for photos, especially at night.
Recommendation 16 is just to stop and talk to people.
Hell yeah.
We had some great conversations with passionate site owners of the various spots along the way who will be delighted to tell you about how they
The variety of people you would get on this trip would be absolutely incredible, man. Like going throughout all these different states, you just get such a wide range of people from all different walks of life. I bet it would be so cool to just sort of slowly just like basically get through the route and just see the changes throughout different states and stuff.
came to Route 66 and how they developed the spot that they are now running. You'll also find knowledgeable locals,
What the
many
fuck?
of whom
What's
lived
that?
during the early days of Route 66. It's also fun to chat with fellow travelers who have found unique discoveries of their own along the way. So plan to take a little extra time, be brave, and talk to some folks because for me, it was one of the best highlights of the entire route.
Hell yeah.
For recommendation number 17, I just want to throw all
Ow,
the
my
old
God.
signs and motels into one. During our drive, we stopped at over 300 spots, and one of the most fun things was just to keep your eyes peeled for the old signs and motels along the way. Both the old history and the new are fun to see while driving this famous road, and every single day you'll see reminders of days past on Route 66. Also, be sure to head out at night when you're in some of the more famous towns like Seligman and Tucumcari, since these towns often have some great neon signs to see at night as well.
For our last 3 spots, we wanted to share some of the food we liked.
What food was that?
Recommendation number 18 is Cattleman's Steakhouse in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It is nationally known as one of the top steak restaurants in the country.
I'm not a fan of steak. Don't shoot me. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of steak. I've tried and tried. I say this all the time. Everyone that I know loves steak, and I just can't get behind it. And I wish I did like it because it's such good food to have. But
as you get inside, the setting
sorry.
feels like you've stepped back into a high
to be fair, though, at steakhouses and stuff, you do tend to get a lot of foods that I will like ribs or different things like that. Although I can't really see. This is all just steak, isn't it? At least in steakhouses in the UK you do, but maybe not here. Damn, it's literally just steak, to be fair. Chicken fried steak, I can get on board with that, to be fair.
Restaurant back in the 1950s. At Cattleman's, whatever steak you choose, you can't go wrong. But be brave and try the lamb fries.
Okay.
Recommendation
Is
number
that brave?
19 is Cozy Dog in Springfield, Illinois. Cozy Dog was a highlight for me since it's the birthplace of the corn dog. I've always enjoyed corn dogs, so I love being able to try the original. Plus, the small restaurant has a large connection to Route 66 through the Waldmeyer family. Ed Waldmeyer created the Cozy Dog, and it's remained unchanged since 1946. His son, Bob Waldmeyer, is one of the most well-known artists who spent most of his life on Route 66. You'll see his art and murals all over the drive, but you can actually buy prints of his mini maps and designs in the Cozy Dog as well.
Our last recommendation is the Doghouse Restaurant in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We actually stumbled upon this place, but when we were inside, we realized that this was voted the best chili dog in America.
Oh, hell
when
yeah.
you think about how pervasive chili
Never tried a chili dog. I love chili and I love hot dogs. I don't know why I've never tried it. They're so easy to make. Only thing with chili is it actually does mess my stomach up. I've learned over the last few months that as much as I love chili, it does mess my stomach up a little bit. I think it's the beans, although I don't know why. I'm just cooked. Got a bad stomach. But I don't give a damn, but I still eat it. And this is such a simple creation, and it's such an American creation. And it's so easy to make. And I've just never had it. So I'm going to make it very soon. That's a guarantee.
Chili dogs are, that is a huge claim. But we both agreed this small, unassuming restaurant produced the best chili dogs we had ever had.
Wow.
Thanks so much for exploring.
This is a really cool video. I enjoyed this a lot. Route 66, just 20 things that were mentioned. Obviously, there's probably so much more to it. But there we go. This is the things you can get up to. Wait, 14 days drive. Oh, so they've got another video of their experience. That'd be a pretty cool one to see, to be fair. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said at the start, if you've gone on this route before, have you done some of these activities, or did you do other things? Yeah, let me know in the comments what other things there are. I'm assuming there's just so many different options because it's such a long route. It's probably like a good 500 things that are very fun to do. Probably more. I don't know why I said 500. But yeah, this is a really cool look into it. Hopefully you enjoyed. And until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.